Commission meeting to order. So what can we move on here, Mari?
So we can move down to group updates and start with hotel updates with you.
Got it. Not a lot to report really as far as changes go. The business travel demand really hasn't changed since the last meeting. But the group business is still doing well. There's still plenty of different market segments, whether it be social, SMERF, corporate, or association, that are all back in business. So that's great for us. Other than that, there's really not much else to report.
All right. I'll talk a little bit about the Q1 STAR report here in a minute too. Okay, and we don't have Angela, but I will say, so Angela had to step off because she got hired away, which is sad. I took her out for drinks, but I did reach out to GF Hotels, and I'm going to be speaking to someone there tomorrow to see if we can get a representative from their properties on the board. So hopefully we'll have a full board again in July, which, just so to catch everybody else up, because some of you are new enough, you might not have remembered last summer, but July is when we go through the budget. So I'll have a budget completely prepared for you. You guys will have the opportunity, of course, to review it beforehand and then make any suggestions. And if you like it, we can vote right then and there to move forward. Otherwise, we will vote in August, and it has to be done before August 18th, which is when I think the final budget will be due to the city. And then they will take it before finance and all of that. It's not official until about November, because sometime in September, I will actually meet with the finance department. But that's springing ahead. And so that will probably be the biggest thing in July, as well as we have at least one grant request here that Jim can't vote on. So we need another person in order to meet quorum on that. And it's an event that's definitely worthy. And so I want to make sure that we can get that going. So as far as my director's report, I'll just jump in. Let me see if I can get my screen to share here. So we finally got the 2022 Tourism Economic Impact Report. Laura, if you would stop sharing, I'm going to attempt to share. And then, here we go. Let's see. Oh, I think I need to open it all up. And everything, as I've mentioned before, everything in 2022 was excellent. Like we had a really good year in 2022 for Middleton. I have both the Dane County and Middleton report, but I'll just go over, I can get here. Here we go. There you are. The Middleton highlights. So visitor spending increased by 32.4% from 21 to 22, and that's a $45 million increase. Out of all of the spending, lodging received 29% of that. Food and beverage was 27.3. Retail is 21.4. Recreation and entertainment 11.3. Transportation 11.1. For employment, they calculate the hospitality related jobs. And in Middleton, it was 1,603, which is an increase of 9.1%. And visitor associated state and local tax revenue increased by 25% to $32.4 million in 2022. And this is just Middleton, of course. And so our report was it was a great report. Everything is going in the right direction. And I can share this out with each of you if you'd like. It breaks things down a little bit more for labor, income, etc. That would be awesome. Let's see here if I got. There we go. Q1. So as far as our Q1 report goes, which we are just now finishing Q2, so I don't have any of those numbers. I won't until July. But the Q1, let's see here, first quarter revenue, we received $306,083. 91,825 went to the city. $36,423 went to Destination Madison, and $177,834 went to us. The revenue for Q1 2023 is up 19.4% from last year's Q1. I'm not entirely sure what all. I mean, I know ADR this year was higher than last year. CXC had an event last year like this year, Wisconsin Track Coaches Association. I think ADR might be the only real reason for that, honestly, because I don't feel like we had a lot more events. But it's always good to hear your Q1 of all quarters is doing better. Fast forwarding to the STAR report, though, I did go through Q1 for you, but I also have just glanced at Q2, and we're just holding steady in Q2 of this year. But Q1 for STAR report occupancy for January was 31.8%, and February 42.3%, and March 45.9%, which actually is up 5.3% from last year. So the occupancy was a little bit up. Average daily rate from this quarter to last quarter is up 12.4%. I mean, Q1. Demand was up 5.3% from last Q1. And revenue for 2022, January was up 26.7%, February 17.7%, March 13.7%. So overall, Q1 of this year was up 18.3% higher than last year. So we had a good solid Q1, all in all. The other thing I wanted to, let's see here, what did I actually put officially on here? Oh, right. So speaking of the budget, we have a budget line for MASC grant funds, and I just want to rename that sports tourism so that people understand that you can apply for that grant through MASC or through us, because it's all going to sports tourism. And if you guys are all good with that, I don't even think we have to vote. I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay that I was renaming that line item. And one of the reasons too is, for instance, Yuri wanted to apply for one of our grants in February, but he had to go through, he organized the whole event, he got everything done, but he had to go through MASC to apply for one of like our money. And so this way they can just, especially if he's going to do, because next year he'll probably apply also for transportation from hotels to CXC. This way it can just be one grant. But we would still, I mean, obviously we're still working with MASC. Hey, Brandon. We're still doing all of those grants as well. But this way it won't just be well, if you're having a 10K in town and it's a first time event and you want to apply for a sports tourism related event, you don't have to all of a sudden go and contact MASC if you've never had contact with them before. So everybody okay with that?
I think it's good to review those line items like every year. I review them with our CPA firm and adjust just based on fluctuation and you know what your focus is. And so yeah.
Well, and that's what they are. We specifically put aside money just for sports tourism, and then the rest of it is for meetings, events, and conferences and sponsorships. And so last year, you know, we added the meeting planner incentives to destination partnerships and changed that. And I don't actually have any sort of policy written for MASC because we work with MASC. So for the sports tourism grant, I'll probably just write up a very simple explanation of what this is. Here's how you contact Madison Area Sports Commission to, you know, if you need help organizing your sporting event in Middleton, or if you're like Yuri and you're just doing these annual events and you just want, you know, $1,000 for a marketing grant, you know, here, click on this app. So if nobody has any problems, that's how I'll go forward. And that's officially the only stuff we really have that doesn't require voting. I will just quickly go through here in case anybody has questions. And then when Kevin gets here, we can get rolling. So the contract for Belter and Lincoln, it would be a 2-year renewal agreement. Nothing has changed. She sent me back the original agreement, which I only tweaked for grammar and typos and a few other things. And so we don't even need to send it to the attorney. And so basically it would just be, it's not retainer. we would just be running the same as we are now. And we've had, I think, a very successful 2 years with them. Their reporting alone is fantastic. One of the biggest things that they do for us is they place our digital and stream advertising and then track it for us. Honestly, with the reports I get from them, I couldn't hire an intern to do it. Well, first of all, the intern wouldn't probably know how, but for how little money they charge me for the level of reporting that they can give me has been absolutely phenomenal. So that is the one thing that I'm hoping you all, oh, my dates on here are wrong. I hope they're okay over here. I'm hoping you all will agree to. And then grants. Oh, good. I did it right there. Grants, the American Broomball Alliance National Championship. This is through MASC. They, have organized all of this, and their grant request is $6,000, and they're thinking it'll be 650 room nights with, I'm sure, a chunk of that will have to be here. The Sports Specialist Annual Dealer Show has actually been here before. It's a big event for us. In the past, we've given them $5,000, and this year they're only asking for $3,000. And that's here in September. And I will reach out to him and say, we couldn't get voting on this in June because we didn't have quorum, but we'll either create a emergency meeting between now and July or get it on July. But I can't imagine a reason we would not go forward with that one. And then Fleet Feet is brand new. So Race Day Events here in Madison hosts this New Year's Eve race every year. This is the 19th year. They've only just been made aware of our grant program, and they've submitted one of the most complete applications I've ever seen for a marketing grant for $3,500. My recommendation would be that they don't qualify for one of our grants because there are no room blocks. There are no like tracked overnight stays for this. And it's been going on for 19 years, and our grants are primarily to help new events get off their feet. But I would have no problems giving them like $1,000 sponsorship. So, and I couldn't quite talk him into just having a sponsorship application, which is why I had to bring it before all of you. You could totally decide you want to give them $3,500. But I would suggest $1,000 sponsorship for that event if we did anything, because it doesn't qualify under our criteria for a grant. This one, his name is Garrett. He submitted absolutely everything. I wish everybody filled out grant requests that completely. Unfortunately, this event just isn't a tourism event for us. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't sponsor them too. So that's everything there. And then obviously elections. We'll be electing every year. We have to officially elect a chairperson and vice chair. And technically we elect a secretary, but it's always just been the director because A, it's easy, and B, you don't have access to OnBase. I can't give you access to the city portals. So it's just always, I think, been easier for the director to just submit everything. Let me check and see if he has emailed. He hasn't emailed. What is going on? Okay. I know, I hope he's all right.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't so. That's what I had down. It's just, it wasn't like, hey, this is.
Yeah.
I don't have his cell on my phone. Do we have it in Simple View? Did he ever?
I'm pretty sure what I called. So, I talked to Dawn and she said he was gone for the day. And the number I called just said this is US Cellular voicemail. So.
Okay, well, if Kevin does not. I'm trying to figure out whether or not this meeting even qualifies as a meeting if we don't have quorum. I know we can't vote with quorum. Jim, Jose, do you know, does this meeting still count as a meeting? Can we still start and end a meeting as long as we aren't voting? Which means I'd have to give the entire Q1 report again next month. if Kevin doesn't
I
show.
don't know why
Yeah,
it doesn't qualify.
Maury, I cannot say for certain, but my gut is telling me that without quorum, this would not count as a meeting.
Yeah.
I thought it was just when you needed to vote on something.
Maybe
I'll
not.
check with
Like I
Bill.
said, I don't know for
Because
sure.
if I can avoid making you guys sit through an entire Q1 report twice, I'll make sure that happens.
Okay,
Send out the Q1 report and then just say, does anybody have any questions? Yes or no?
That's true.
Move to Pat. Yeah.
I can't have walking meetings. Everything has to be public, so I can't have you vote on by email.
No, on the
Oh.
the report, like,
Send it out
Right,
beforehand and then just say, does anybody have any
Yeah.
changes or if not, let's put a vote.
Okay. I don't even know, because you called and confirmed with Kevin that he was going to.
yeah,
come.
he said, he made it sound like he was coming in person, he just had to leave by 4:45.
So Brandon and Jamie, what we're going to have to do for that American Broomball Alliance is, I will send out an email for a Zoom call.
Yeah.
We'll just have
Yeah.
to do an emergency Zoom call, and maybe we can get every single one of these things.
I was gonna
knocked
say,
out.
include sports specialists for sure.
Yeah,
And
let's just get it all, like, we can do elections on Zoom. Have in mind, if whether or not you have no intentions of wanting to run again, then let everybody know. Or if anybody is interested in the vice chair position, let people know, let me know, I can let people know, whatever. But let's try to, oh, is that Kevin?
Oh my God, how crazy.
Wait, if it's just audio, it doesn't count, it has to
Well,
be camera.
there it is.
Yes, Kevin. Thank you so much. All right, so we've actually already gone through all of the group updates and everything, so you'll see those in the meeting packet. So let's just start from the top. Jim, let's approve minutes, do elections, and get straight to the grants, please.
All right, does anyone have any questions about the minutes from the last meeting? Everybody had a chance to review them. Is anybody in favor of placing a motion here? Approve the minutes?
Okay, well, make a motion to approve the minutes from the last tourism commission meeting.
Okay. Do you have a second? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so elections, I'll go ahead and do this part, Jim, so it doesn't feel weird. All right, so every June we have to do elections for chair and vice chair. Let's have nominations for chair first. And you can nominate yourselves even, but does anyone like make a nomination for MTC chair for June to June?
It can be the same chair, right?
Absolutely.
I nominate Jim.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All right, all those in, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You can vote for yourself, Jim.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so for vice chair, do we have any nominations for vice chair? Don't be shy, you can nominate yourselves even.
Nominate Kevin to remain vice chair.
I second that.
All those in favor? Any?
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, moving on. American Broomball Alliance National Championships, and Brandon and Jamie are here to answer any questions anyone might have. Jim, take it away.
You're on mute.
Whoops, you're on mute, Jim.
Sorry, trying to pull up the packet and minimize here. So Brandon, this is your group, correct?
Yep.
All right, did you want to tell us a little bit about American Broomball and what they'll be bringing to town?
Yep. So the American Broomball Association is the national governing body for the sport of broomball. most of their teams reside in Minnesota. So this particular national championship, it's hosted every year in early April. It's a 3-day tournament. They get roughly 40 to 50 teams. Most of them, like I said, coming from the Midwest. Currently, we don't have any in the Madison area. So of those 40 or 50 teams, nearly all of them would be within driving distance. They typically want to be within a 4 to 8 hour radius of the cities. So we fit that description perfectly for them. Each team has about 15 players, give or take. 12 to 15 is what they told me. So we're looking at 600-700 athletes, and then a few of them will bring spectators as well. So we think attendance is probably going to be around 1,000. We are asking for $6,000 to support that. That will go to offset facility costs at Capitol Ice. One of the things that we need to do is cover the facility costs. So that money would be put towards covering the facility at Cap Ice. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any other questions about the group. They were in South Bend, Indiana last year on the campus of Notre Dame, and next year they will be back in Minnesota. So they typically look to do even years in Minneapolis area, and then in odd years they travel just outside in the Midwest. So there is a good possibility that we could host this again in the future, probably later on, 2007 or 27 or 29.
How much is the fee for the facility?
So the fee is 6,000. That's what we got from Andrew and his team over there. So that's what would go towards covering that for the weekend. They are taking a little bit of a risk. They gave a lower rental fee than they usually do because there's food and beverage sales involved. It's a group that likes to stay around the facility and eat and drink. So they factored that into their cost and pricing as well.
I'll just say that having another potential repeat sporting event in Middleton, which we don't have a ton of them that produce room nights, right? Middleton's fed a lot off Redden Soccer Park, other area tournaments and whatnot. We're hoping the CXC becomes that facility, but Cap Ice and the focus and placing things there and the potential for additional room nights above and beyond what he contained in this document is pretty significant when you talk about the number of spectators. April is somewhat of a need month. Does anybody have any other discussion items on it or any other ideas related to it?
And just so everyone's aware, we haven't contracted any rooms as of yet. So we have the verbal for 2025 right now. We bid on 24 and 25, but they chose to go back to Minneapolis, but plan to come here in 2025. So we'll be setting up a site visit probably later this summer.
How many other cities are placing a bid for it?
I'm not sure how many total placed a bid. I know he mentioned it was 20 to 30. But they've already selected us for 2025, so they have their next 2 years filled.
Okay.
Well, I make a motion to approve the $6,000 if no one else have any other questions.
You want to second the motion?
This is Kate, I'll second.
Okay, it's got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Okay.
The grant is approved. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
I'll be in touch
Thank you.
with you later.
What's that?
I'll be in touch with you later then.
Sounds good. And we'll have to get
Thank you so
everybody
much.
out to play broom ball.
yeah. Excited to learn about it. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too, Brandon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
All right.
Next one,
Fleet Feet New Year's Day Dash.
yes, Fleet Feet.
So this is the one that I was suggesting $1,000 sponsorship.
Yeah, and this is that, this is the partnership.
Yeah, this would just be a destination partnership sponsorship grant for marketing. So basically, we would just ask that they put our logo on stuff.
Yep,
I think that fits better. I don't think they're
Yeah.
gonna bring any room nights to that event.
no,
And they'd say that the grant money will just target on a 50-mile radius. Those people can drive and go back home after the race.
yeah, I would tend to agree with you there, Jose. There might be a minimal impact to some restaurants and whatnot, but I mean, it's, it's room nights is what we're looking for, but want to be a good partner, I think.
Well, on that date, how many places are even open?
That's true. Yeah, good point.
So there's nothing that they could bring on that January 1st.
No, another very good point.
I'll make a motion to approve a $1,000 sponsorship for the Fleet Feet. What is it?
New Year's Day Dash.
New Year's Day Dash.
Can we, anybody want to second that motion?
I'll second.
All right, got Kevin for a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. 1,000 for Fleet Feet.
Okay, so the next one, we need a motion to carry this over to the July meeting or the next Zoom meeting, basically, because we can't vote on this because Jim can't vote on it because
Gotcha.
it's already booked at the Marriott.
Yep. That's for sure.
So a motion to revisit this line item at a future meeting. How's that sound? Sports specialists.
I'll make a motion to review it in the next meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
All right.
you.
Sports
I mean,
specialist. will be next meeting.
it's definitely a worthy consideration for us. We just need to get another person on board.
Yep.
Okay, so the last voting item is Belcher and Lincoln's 2-year renewal contract, which is attached in the agenda. I mentioned this before, Kevin, nothing is changing. They didn't increase their rates. We're still not doing a retainer. We would still employ them they'll continue to be our webmaster for anything that we can't do ourselves. And then designing and some digital media placements for us is basically the biggest things that they do for us right now. And strategic plan. They help us with a strategic plan. So, and in fact, because there is no flat money going out, I'm not even sure if this has to go before the finance company because there's no retainer fee. We're billed as we go.
Right.
So I pay monthly bills on whatever time we charge. So if you guys are okay with this, then we can get everything signed.
Just out of curiosity, what was the last 12 months like total?
Oh goodness, that's
Okay.
a good question. So I will say, we always set an annual budget with them and they have never gone over. So in 2022, I think from beginning to end, I want to say it was around the 300 mark. And that included a photo and video shoot, a 2-day photo and video shoot, a brand new commercial, all of our digital media placements.
How much was it?
Around 300,000.
Okay.
Ish, I think, I want to say, and I think this year is almost exactly the same. I think it's 314.
Okay.
But oh yes, so in 2022 and 2023, we had a website redesign, which we would not have next year.
Yeah.
But we're putting together our strategic plan. We always put the strategic plan together in January, but we're putting together the budget. I think next week I'm sitting down with them. But obviously a website redesign that will be $75,000 we are spending, but which is good. But we added in April campaign this year, and we expanded further into Northeast Iowa this year too. So, yes, and so next year I would definitely want to hold on that, at least hold steady so we have a proper benchmark, if not increase it a little bit too. But I can totally get that. Actually, I think it's in your binder.
Okay.
Yes.
So
The strategic
yeah,
plan.
the strategic plan is in your binder and it has the full budget. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to reach that, because when I design ads myself, that saves us a lot of money. And I've designed a lot of ads this year. So yes. Jim, would you like to call for a vote?
Yes. Anybody like to make a motion to approve extending Belter and Lincoln contract 2 more years?
I guess it's me. This is Kate. I will make a motion to extend the contract for another year,
2 years.
for another 2 years.
Yes, it's a 2-year contract. That way it
2
locks.
years.
Did we get a second?
Get a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Jose,
Good second.
do it.
Nick Jose, quick draw. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. I've really liked working with them, and they've provided some amazing reports for us, and it's made life a lot easier. All right, I think, guys, we just got through everything in record time. Woo!
Beautiful.
I'll be reaching out to all of you about a possible Zoom meeting though for the sports specialist, because there might also be another grant coming up at CXC. Somebody reached out about a triathlon, but I'm trying to work out all the details with that. Yeah, I think we can call the meeting.
All right. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a great one, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you all so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Okay, you can stop recording.